One thing I did read about No Small Children is the first 3 months of all of you being a band, you played 55 shows in 3 months or something like that. That goes back to the won't say no to anything thing.
That was right. That was like the shedding, the workshopping, getting our shit together right there.
It was inspired, though, by Nicola. Remember, it was Spencer. So Spencer Ludwig, he's a trumpet player, and he was in the band Capital Cities. And he was a student of ours, that band that had that. And, he toured the world, and his whole philosophy, what we noticed about him, he didn't say this to us, but he just said yes to every opportunity that came his way, enthusiastically said yes, and just basically just grabbed every opportunity, not knowing where it might lead. And, he's got this incredible career now as a trumpet player, and I found that really inspiring. And I remember having that talk about Spencer. It's like, one thing I know, he says yes to everything. So Nicola's like, we should say yes to everything. So we just started saying yes to everything. And it's like that movie Yes Man, and then shit started to happen because we started to say yes to everything. And we're not just saying yes, but saying yes and grabbing it.
Sometimes it's yes and, sometimes it's yes but it was like pretty much always yes.
I mean, we modified it this many years later, but in the beginning, we lived on coffee, but really what we were living on, that euphoric feeling when you're falling in love, that's so beautiful.
Sure, yeah.
It was like that kind of energy because it was like a snowball feeding on itself. And it didn't matter if there were 2 people in the club or if it was a packed club. We are still connected to the people we met in those beginning shows.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they stayed with us. And one of them, our good friend Johnny, literally has come to 99. He was scheduled to come to the 100th show that got canceled because of COVID. But we met him in those earliest days, and many people in the Los Angeles music scene. And we're so grateful for those friendships.
Wow, it's a very loyal group of people that like to come see you play. And
yeah.
I drift from the word fan base because it sounds so, Ted Nugent, rock and roll, that kind of thing, right? I mean, it just sounds like such a presumptuous thing to say, our fan base, it's more like
supporters, like there are people who
these are really important relationships for us.
Yeah, and quite honestly, we started together. We came together because of music, but it also these folks are genuinely friends. We consider them friends, and have seen them outside of our gigs as well. But there's something so comforting when you go to a show and you know you're going to see a familiar face in the audience who doesn't give a shit about how they look or what other people think, that they are there really because they love your music. And they become part of the show, too. It's not just about what we are doing on stage. There's definitely times where we are playing for each other. But in these moments, like when we have even just a handful of people that have come to dozens of shows, it is, as a musician, when you see somebody or hear somebody singing the lyrics to your song full throttle, it is so unbelievably gratifying.
And then you travel to Alaska and the same thing happens.
Yeah.
Did you play shows up in Alaska?